Hey, what's up? Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Morning Scone. Glad to have you aboard with us. Going to fire up my Facebook feed over here so I can see who's joining all of us in the conversation, and I can get your comments and questions in. A lot I want to talk about today. We're brought to you by Boudreaux's Mix, as we are each and every day. They got the Bloody Mary mix. They got the Margarita mix. So y'all check out our friends at Boudreaux's, great local retailers where you can find them in the greater Baton Rouge area, and I would encourage you that if where you shop they don't carry Boudreaux's, go to the manager and demand that they carry Boudreaux's, and please, please, please support local businesses like Boudreaux's, the Bloody Mary mix, the Margarita mix. And what's great about it, you just shake it, you pour it, you drink it. Well, you have to add alcohol as well. But the great thing about it is, especially with the Bloody Mary mix in particular, no need to empty out your entire pantry. And as you can probably tell, Drew is awake this morning and in a little bit of a mood. So, a lot I want to talk about. Robbie, what's up? Good morning. Kelly Davis, how are you? Nick Torino, what's up, man? Nick, still waiting on you. Hey, buddy, come see. Still waiting on you and Beth to come in studio. I want to do the Newlywed Game. Come Tower, Stephen Bro, what's up, y'all? Mark Bayard from Tampa, appreciate it. Hey, come see. Sorry. Okay, so a lot I want to talk about this morning. An honor for Daniel Cabrera. Big night for Kramer Robertson, and the College World Series is set. So last night Arkansas exploded out of the gate. They scored 5 in the first, 2 in the second against South Carolina. They roll 14-4. So Arkansas is in the College World Series. It was not as easy for Florida. Florida got up 2-0. Auburn would pull. It was 1-0. Auburn would tie it. Florida would take a 2-1 lead, and then Florida would ultimately win it in 11 innings at home, 3-2, with Langworthy walking it off. So Florida, the defending champ, back in the College World Series. A lot of people have asked if you can just flip a switch. Actually, I had David DeLucci on AFR yesterday, and I asked him that question as well, specifically about Florida, if they could just flip a switch. And you know what? I think you can. For one reason in particular, we've seen teams get to the College World Series that aren't familiar with being there and completely implode. The gravity of the moment just overwhelms them, and they do things that aren't intrinsically them. Florida, having been there, is going to be very comfortable being there. Every kid on the team that's not a freshman or first-year player has been to the College World Series. That's one. And number two, a starting pitcher can completely change the dynamic of a game, of a season, can end a losing streak. If your starting pitcher goes out on a given day and is dominant, then, you're there you go. So when you have Brady Singer and you're going to give him the ball in game one, I think Florida's going to do just fine. So Florida is going to face Texas Tech. Arkansas faces Texas, which will be delicious. On the other side, you'll have Oregon State, North Carolina, and then you'll have Mississippi State against Washington. So we talked about Mississippi State yesterday. By the way, what a great lesson yet again. Just get in, as we talked about yesterday. Mississippi State had fewer total wins than LSU this year, and they had the same conference record, 15-15 overall. And not only did they won a regional out of the losers bracket, won a super regional, and then not only did the first game of their regional, remember they played Oklahoma, they lost 20-10 in their first game, came out of the losers bracket and ended up winning. And now they're going to face Washington in the College World Series. And I'm not trying to poo-poo Washington, they're in the College World Series, but they're not facing Florida. They're not facing Oregon State. They're not facing a juggernaut. So, man, good on them. Mississippi State is in. So you have Mississippi State, Washington. You'll have Oregon State, North Carolina. Then you'll have Florida, Texas Tech. And you'll have Arkansas, Texas in the other bracket. So good luck to the SEC teams as they move through it. If I had to pick a winner, I think the best matchup is going to be Florida against Oregon State. I think that those are the two best teams in the country. But I think Arkansas isn't far behind. If this game were being played, like I said this all season long, if the College World Series, if the entire tournament were played at Baum Stadium, I would pick Arkansas to win the national championship without hesitation. They were so dominant at home this year. In the regular season, they were 30-3 on their home field. People just didn't beat Arkansas. Certainly didn't win series against Arkansas at home. but they, like LSU, struggled to win any road series this year. So I'll be interested to see if Arkansas can go to a different ballpark and translate the dominance that they had at home at Baum Stadium this year. Remains to be seen. But good luck to the SEC teams. It's great to see them represent. We have 3 teams in Omaha. This is the 10th time the SEC has had 3 teams in Omaha. That's more times than all the other power leagues, all the other leagues that have had 3 teams in at once combined. So dominant year for the SEC. So it's really, really cool. Let's see. I'm seeing some of your questions. I'll get to it. Stephen Bro, what's up? Lance Jacob, Eric Collins, great to see y'all. Thanks for being here as always. Andrew LaFleur, Tim Davis, Dale Crochet, Kyle Rogers, Kevin Milano, Aaron Bertrand, Martin Vadrine. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Thanks for being here. Nick, call me this week, please. Thank you. Or message me right after this so we can lock that in. Let's see. Daniel Cabrera. What an honor for Daniel Cabrera. Freshman All-America, another freshman All-America honor for Daniel Cabrera, this time from the National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association. Having him back next year is just massive. Not only did his bat come on late, it became the hardest out in LSU's lineup, but he started to play really good left field. So you're going to have a really good defensive left field, and you're going to have 3 awesome bats out there as well next year. I can understand why people are excited, but the really interesting part, though, about Cabrera is sort of the trend that he set, and I'm curious if guys like Kramer Robertson didn't help. So this is a natural segue. Something I'm doing on my show right now throughout the month of June is I'm trying to get every day a different former LSU player playing pro baseball on the show, just kind of like a catching up with type series. So yesterday we had Kramer. Today is Alex Lang. So listen for Alex Lang today on AFR, who's just crushing it, by the way. He's in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina right now, and he's, his last 4 outings, he's given up like 3 earned runs. He's been incredible. But I bring up Kramer because if you recall, 2 years ago when, I guess it would have been 3 summers ago, no, summer of 16, 2 summers ago, when Alex Bregman was making his way through minor league baseball, first full season in the minors. And he didn't play a full season in the minors. But he was with the Corpus Christi Hooks, and also then with the Fresno Grizzlies. And Bregman would come on the show every week, and it seemed like every time he came on the show, he'd hit a jack. And so we started this thing very similar to the Ted Peterson thing this year that started trending, was the AFR Mojo. And it was like anytime Bregman came on, he'd have a big night. So yesterday, Kramer, who, by the way, has struggled at the plate this year. He's hitting about 210, 215. There in Palm Beach with the Palm Beach Cardinals in the Florida League. So Kramer struggled a bit at the plate this year. Last night, remember, he comes on AFR yesterday. They play a game last night. 4 for 4, including the game-winning 2 RBI double in the bottom of the 8th, and scored 2 runs in a 5-4 win. I mean, I'm not saying that it's definitely the AFR mojo. I'm just saying, like, if at this point you don't believe in the AFR mojo, I don't know how else you could be convinced. I mean, you got a guy who just had really been struggling all year at the plate. He comes on the show, and then he goes 4 for 4 with a game-winning double. I mean, like, what further evidence do you need that the AFR mojo is real? I mean, I'll go ahead and make a prediction for you. Alex Lang comes on the show today. The next time he goes and starts, I mean, he's going to go through a no-no. I mean, it's just kind of what you do, right? You go out there and you dominate if you come on the show. It's like it's just good vibes that go out to you if you come on the show, and in particular, the baseball vibes, the baseball gods, they favor you. They smile upon you. So they smiled upon Kramer for coming on the show yesterday, so congrats to him. But in all seriousness, I mean, that was serious. But in a similar vein, seriously, something that Kramer said on AFR yesterday was, like, he talked to Antoine Duplantis, and he talked to and Zach Watson about their decisions whether or not to come back to school. And one of the things that I thought was super impressive was he said, look, I could have come out after my junior year and could have been in the exact same position that I am today. This is Kramer speaking. He's like, maybe I would have gotten a little bit more money, but I still would have been in A-ball. I still would have been sleeping in the motels and going on the bus rides, like the exact same reality, like life circumstance. But I wouldn't have had all of those experiences at LSU, which he said were the greatest time of his life. I would go if you missed it yesterday, go back and listen to it. Go to the podcast at 1045ESPN.com or iTunes, however you listen to podcasts. It's all on our app. It's all there. Go listen to the interview with Kramer. It was great. It was great insight. I mean, you could tell. And I said, man, if you were offered 7 figures, like Cabrera, if you were offered 7 figures coming out of high school, would you have signed? He said no, because it was never about the money. And I know some people, to the contrary, will say, hey, his mom's a basketball coach, they got a lot of money. And there's validity to that. I mean, I can't, there is no counter argument. That's true. So for someone who comes from, a really tough personal background, they're not going to pass on the money, and I understand that. But the thing is, I think what, the point Kramer made that you're seeing more often now is guys trading the early money for the college experience, and also because you can look, and Kramer brought up this point too yesterday, which was, I didn't realize it, but it was good. So if you look at the percentages of guys making it to Major League Baseball now, there's a greater than 60% of those guys who are coming from college baseball. So you've seen the level of college baseball increase, and so you're seeing guys get to the majors quicker. Look at, Bregman might is certainly an outlier, but guys like Bregman, guys like Dansby Swanson, guys like Andrew Benintendi, you're seeing guys that are great college players, elevate and escalate through the minors more quickly, just because they're readier because of the level of play in college. Hi, you want to sit on my lap and say hi to everybody? Do you want to say hi? Depot or peekaboo? Papa?
No.
Manamana. You don't want to come say hi to everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah? Come see me. Come say hi. He's going to see he can see the phone on the other side, so he's looking over there. Don't touch it, okay?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. All right. Well, you can come say hi to everybody. No, don't touch. Don't touch. It's okay. Come see Daddy. He almost knocked over the tripod. All right. Well, we'll see you later. True. He's up. Ray Wright. What's up, man? James Ward. Good to see you. Jonathan Taylor. What's up? Michael Moore. Great interview with Kramer. Thanks very much. I appreciate it, Michael. Yeah, so the last point with that, with the Kramer interview, was just to say congrats on a great night, and you're welcome. Let's face it, Alex Bregman basically has a baseball career because of my show. Really? Certainly not because he's any good at anything. But Kramer had a great night last night. It was great to see. But his point was, and I think it was a good parallel with Cabrera, to show how, man, go to school, hone your craft, have great experiences in college, try to win a championship, and on the flip side of that, whenever you leave college, you're going to be in the same situation you would have been if you would have come right out of high school, or if you left early for the draft, but without those experiences. So I think more guys are taking that to heart now, and you're seeing more guys stay in school. It happened a couple of years ago as well when Kramer and Cole and Hunter Newman and that whole group, Jared Poche, they all decided to come back for their senior year and make a run at a championship. And when you get guys that, and maybe it will be something that's more rare and will happen more so at LSU, but when you have guys that grew up loving the baseball program at LSU and want to go win a championship at LSU, it makes a little more sense. So anyway, thank you for all the blue thumbs and the hearts and everything. And if you haven't done it yet, please hit the share button. I appreciate that very much. So that helps grow this stuff. So everyone who keeps hitting the likes and the shares and the comments and all that all helps a bunch. So thanks very much. Okay, let's see if we can get some of your questions here before we wrap this thing up and wish you all a very good day. There was one. I need to scroll back and find it. Pete, what's up? Steven, what's up? Billy, Dennis, what's up? I need to scroll back and see. Where was it? Sam Dixon, AFR Mojo. Oh, Steven said, how are teams picked for regionals? So they have a committee that seeds the top 16 teams, so the 16 regional host sites. And then similar to basketball, all the conference tournaments get automatic bids. conference tournament champs get automatic bids. If a conference doesn't have a conference tournament, then it's the regular season champ, and then however many spots remain go to at-large teams. So those become at-large bids. So the committee just decides which are the best and most deserving teams after that to get bids, and then they just. It's hard to say. This is going to sound condescending, but they just randomly place teams because there isn't any rhyme or reason to how or why they place teams in certain spots. So I'm advocating very much seeding the entire field 1 to 64. Then you wouldn't have any argument for why LSU gets sent to Corvallis. It's just, well, that's where you fell in the seeding. And you could say, well, they'd seed it that way accordingly, and maybe they would, but at least it would be, something that's accountable, where you could say, okay, well, LSU was seeded 40th in the tournament, and that sent them to Corvallis. Well, okay, well, that's where you were seeded. Sam Dixon, we need more football guys who stayed and got more money in the long run. Send the same message to juniors on the bubble. I think that's happening. That started to happen toward the end of the Les Miles era. Some guys are never going to stay. Leonard Fournette's never going to stay 4 years. Nor should he. Arden Key was never going to stay 4 years. Geis was never going to stay 4 years. Odell Beckham. Those guys, they were never going to stay. The problem that LSU football ran into, and I know this, is they were selling guys on, because guys have told me this, like they were selling guys on, we play freshmen, come do 3 years and get to the league. Like that was LSU's sales pitch. So guys came in with the pretense that they were going to be gone in 3 years. And what happened was, and they were getting great talent, and I'll always point back to Michael Brockers as the guy that was the impetus for that. Because Brockers came in, he redshirted in 2009, he played sparingly in 2010, he blew up in 2011 as a redshirt sophomore and went. So they got 1 year out of Brockers. So I think at that point they realized, okay, look, we got to start playing these guys early because these guys aren't staying 5 years. There's no point in redshirting them. Just get them on the field. And so you saw that with early in 11 and 12. So you started to see those guys leave early. But Lyle Collins was really the one. Lyle Collins was the first one where Les was able to sort of, after they had that just glut, that exodus after the 12 season, the 13 draft, where they had like 13 guys, if you count Tyron, leave early. Lyle was the one that they convinced to stay and come back, and he had a dominant year and would have been a top first half of round 1 pick, but for what happened with Lyle leading up to the draft. But I think they've been able to convince more guys, and they did. If you remember, guys like Ethan Posick came back, and Kendall Beckwith came back, and so Trey White came back. They've had some success getting guys to come back. At least that was in the last year of Miles going into 16. So last year they had a lot of guys leave early. So I think it's it's incumbent upon Ogeron and his staff now to make sure some of those guys come back. But it was good questions. I appreciate it. All right. Here comes the fussy-faced monster. Let's see. ALA youth movement at major league level. Guys tending to stay in school now. 10-day DL is giving up a lot of young guys to the bigs. And Adam, difference between football and baseball in regards to career longevity. Football players need to get their money sooner because their clocks run out younger. That is true, but the flip side of it is you're also more likely, hey, bud. Hey, come see me. Come see. Hey. What's the matter? Come see. It's okay. Come see, baby. Oh, come see Daddy. Hey, look. Come say hi to everybody. Come say hi. Hey, you want to come see everybody? Oh, come say hi. Come say hi. Look. Oh, it's okay. Why are you so fussy? You do clap hands? Clap hands for Daddy.
Mama.
For Mama. Clap hands for Mama comes home.
Go.
He loves Mama. Go? Okay, you can go. Hey, you're going to go with Mimi to Abilities today. Okay. I'm just about done. All right. So we'll wrap this up. Sam, I'm ready to do it all over again, regardless. It'll be a great interview one day, man. I'll get Sam on. Sam was playing in Canada, and he is a great interview. It's just been a little bit since I've talked to Sam, but I'll reach out and see if we can do that. That's a good idea, certainly during the summer months as well. He needed that. I think Mickey Mouse Clubhouse probably ended, which is why it was fussing a little bit. All right, y'all. So we will we'll wrap this up. So thanks very much for watching. As always, y'all check out our friends at Boudreaux's Mix. As always, check them out on their social media, the Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitter account. If you're watching this on Facebook, it's linked there in the account, so go watch it. Check it out. There's the logo right there if you want to see it. Boudreaux's Mares Good. And the label also says that it remedies cold winter days, leftover enchiladas, housework and boy parties. And the warning is this product may make you temporarily popular, funny, and good looking. So we could all use that in our lives. And I appreciate the humor. So check out Boudreaux's, y'all. As always, thanks for watching. If you have not done so, please hit the share button at the bottom. Likes, hearts, the little blue thumbs up and all that stuff are very, very appreciated. Someone just made an angry face. So I'm not mad at you for that, but I do appreciate it. Y'all have a great day. Pass this on, and we'll see you tomorrow on Morning Scone. And we'll walk over here and turn it off.